All right, everybody, what's going on? Let's check out the brand new preview rules for the Adeptus Mechanicus Canticles of the Omnissiah. That is awesome artwork. The new Admech artwork has been great. Cover art. This picture is really good. Let's check it out here. You'll have to wait a little longer, but we've chosen our favorites. Benediction of the Omnissiah. While this canticle is active, each time this unit is selected to shoot, when resolving its attack, you can reroll one hit roll, one wound roll, and one damage roll. I actually mentioned this in the last one about the reroll one hit roll from the Mars thing, I believe. This is really, really strong. Just crazy strong. Depending on what can get access to this, like... This was basically the orc build with all those mech guns, salamanders, like, kill shot predators or whatever at the time. Rerolling a hit roll, okay, whatever. You can get a lot of modifiers to hits. Rerolling a wound roll is a lot better because it's more rare in the game. But then rerolling a damage roll, and that looks like per unit. So if you have... a D6 damage weapon and 5 different units, and you're now rolling 2d6, pick the highest for all that damage, it greatly increases your chance of a high damage output. So this one could be terrifying, depending on, of course, what has access to this. Choose this Benediction of the Omnissiah in the late game to ensure those make or break rounds of shooting go off without hitch. Okay, that's just stupid. That is some stupid advice. Obviously, you're going to choose this as early as possible when you have the most number of units on the field to benefit from this, and basically alpha strike with the highest possible hit, wound, and damage output your army can do. So this is just some silly narrative thing because the playtesters or rules writers or whatever don't play the game like the rest of us, I guess. I don't know. That's a really odd play this late game. Yeah, okay. I think they know it's really strong, so they're trying to tell you to, like, oh, use it later when you don't have all your D6 damage weapons still alive. Okay. Chant of the Remorseless Fist. When this canticle is active, each time a model in the unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Okay. This is interesting. First, tell me, when a model makes a melee attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. So, if your melee weapon is strength 5, does it become strength 6? Or does this only add +1 strength to your profile? So if you had a strength 5 melee weapon, it remains strength 5. But if your melee weapon was, say, +2 strength to your profile, it would work. Just let me know what you think on that one. It seems like it's worded a little differently than just adding +1 strength to the model. This one's also pretty nice. It was one you didn't use a lot, but if you randomly got it, it could be cool. But now with Ryza Forge World having +1 to wound if they charge, think about... Okay, so this isn't going to be great, but... The Vanguard in the past had a -1 toughness aura, and they were strength 3. So, for example, if a unit of Vanguard charged a unit of Space Marines, they would be strength 4, +1 to wound, and give the Space Marines -1 toughness. So that would switch them from wounding on 5s to wounding on 3s, which is a big swing. Not to mention, potentially punching vehicles on 5s or 4s if you're strength 4. Yeah, that's pretty good. Plus you could maybe have like an arc maul or something on your champion. Those were really, really cheap in the previous edition, so they were, like only a couple points to throw on the guy. So that's cool. And it's the same one as it used to be, so whatever. And then this one is Invocation of Machine Vengeance. While this canticle is active, each time an advance roll for a charge or a charge roll is made, roll 1 additional d6 and discard the lowest result. So when you run, it's 2d6, pick the highest. When you charge, it's 3d6, pick the two highest. This one seems pretty nice, depending, of course, on what units have access to these. Say Lucius. They have the ability to teleport units in, and if they can still teleport, like melee tech priests, or not tech priests, what the heck are they called? Jazz hands and a stick? Electro priests. You know, you need that 9-inch charge, and this one, you could be rolling 3d6, pick the two highest, so your big blob of 20 electro priests might be more likely, or they're definitely more likely to make that charge. So that's pretty solid. I think I like this one. Hopefully this replaced like that stupid electrical field one where they rewrote that one that just basically did nothing in the past. So let's move on. See if there's a... Okay. Each Doctrina offers a situational bonus. They affect units with the Doctrina Imperatives ability, which includes Qatari units like Rangers, Ruststalkers, Dragoons, and the like. Okay, they give and take. The give and take is represented in your games by one of 4 imperatives. So this is new. Chosen at the beginning of the battle round. So this sounds kind of like the Canicles. There was a little bit of a thing in the previous preview that it looked like maybe only Mars got the Canicles. I'm not sure if that was correct, but this looks like some kind of battle round buff, and it does say Tech Priest or Marshal, so this is some, almost reminds me of like a command ability maybe. I'm confused on how this actually triggers or activates, but let's read on. If you're a gunline facing down the march of Necron warriors. Improve 1 to the save characteristic. Models in this unit cannot have a save characteristic better than a 2+. Reduce the movement of models in this unit by 3. Okay, so if you're standing on the objectives and you're not moving next turn, I guess, you get +1 save for your army. Seems strong. Or if only some of your units get this bonus, and you can take other units that do not get this bonus, you could plan on, say, taking all your gunline type units that maybe aren't going to move to take +1 save, and then your other units that maybe you plan on moving if they're not affected by this. Of course, we got to find out how they're affected, but, you know, we'll see. So that's cool. +1 save, but -3 move. And then if you're trying to keep a horde of Hormagaunts away, Protector Imperative. Improve the ballistic skill characteristic of models in this unit by 1. Reduce the weapon characteristic of mod. Wow. Okay, this seems overpowered. Super overpowered. Let's get into it for a second. And of course we don't know the exact thing, but it did specify Rangers as one of... Oh, where is it? Rangers, Ruststalkers, Sidonian Dragoons, and the like. Okay, let's just say Rangers, for example. They were like 7 points a guy. They have a 2-shot, 30-inch heavy gun. Strength 4, AP 1, 1 damage now, I believe. And you can just give them all ballistic skill 2. Am I reading this correct? All your Rangers, ballistic skill 2. Does this apply to the whole battlefield? I don't know. Do you have to have a character nearby? Maybe. But let's just say ballistic skill 2 troops with 2-shot, strength 4, AP 1, 30-inch range guns. -1 weapon skill you don't care about at all because you're not fighting with your Rangers. Now, of course, this is going to apply to, can you mix and match your army to where, the absolute best things getting +1 ballistic skill are getting it, and you're not suffering the -1 weapon skill at the same time from your other units. That'll be some list building tech. But, yeah. So, if you can take that Canicle as well, with reroll a hit, a wound, and a damage, a unit of 10 Rangers hitting on 2s with potentially 1 reroll hit or reroll 1s to hit. I don't know if they're going to still have reroll 1s to hit from like a tech priest. Rerolling, and they have 3 trans arquebuses, you know, those strength 7 sniper rifles. You know, and then you get a reroll 1 of those to wound from your canonical, plus you get a reroll damage on 1 of them. I mean, the damage output of that little troop unit is pretty high. And just the accuracy. This seems like a... well, this might be too strong, but we'll see. Let's just read down here and see if it says anything else. The beauty of both the Doctrina imperatives and canonicals of the Omnissiah affecting different units is that you can tailor your strengths and weaknesses to adapt to the changing conditions of the battle. Let your Cataphren destroyers and Castellan robots sit back and unload firepower while your Skitarii troops charge in under the cover of the big guns. How wonderfully efficient. Okay, so these, I didn't really catch that when I was glancing at it. I'll have to maybe go back and read it. Sounds like mechanicals affect half your army maybe, and these affect the other half, which of course is super powerful, being able to mix and match your special rules to the units that benefit the most from it. It's like in the past when people would take multiple hive fleets in a single army, or multiple craft worlds in a single army. You know, you put all your flyers in the -1 to hit thing, so they were like -2, -3 to hit. And then you put all your artillery in the, you know, whatever. You know, you get what I'm saying. Check back tomorrow for more. Okay, so there we have it. These look really, really strong. Especially anything to do with shooting, buffs, +1 ballistic skill seems crazy. Because Admech is a very efficient shooting army in the past, so increasing that further is, I think, a dangerous combination. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. These are the hot new Admech rules. I'll be doing a lot of Admech videos on my channel because I play Admech, and I'll be playing them in 9th edition. And I also do painting and other stuff. And also please check out the original all-white hobby synthetic paintbrush line, ghost brushes, in the description below. I came out with them in 2019, so I would appreciate any support if you want some new paintbrushes. Thank you so much.